Hi, it's Brian with the Spotlight of Business Owner Show, and today we're thrilled to have Zolton Hardi. Hi, Zoltan. How are you?
Hi, Brian. Good to talk to you. Thank you
Yeah,
for
yeah,
having me
yeah.
on the show.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for being here. Yeah, he's got a fabulous business called the Good Products Business Solution. So I'm sure you're wondering what that is. I'm going to turn this over to Zoltan. But before we get into that, can you let us know a little bit about your background and how you did get into this business? You got a great background, by the way.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brian. Yeah, so my name is Zolton Hardi, and I'm from Hungary originally. I came to the United States when I was 17. I was a high school exchange student in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And so after that, I stayed in college, and in 2015, by accident, I started working at in merchant services in Bank of America, and so basically that's how I started off in my business. By the way, I also have a master's degree in business administration. From a University of Hamburg in Germany, that sort of really helped me because I do help a lot of international clients, especially um, people who are here in the valley.
Oh, wow. Wow. No, so can you let us also know what is the definition of merchant services? I'm sure people are curious.
Yeah, so in 2015, when I started in merchant services at Bank of America Merchant Services, I tell you honestly, I did not know anything about that. I just knew it was a sales job that was you were out on the field. That's the only thing I knew about it. So, but merchant services basically is when you as the business owner take a credit or debit card as a form of payment. So that means you must have some kind of a vehicle, the way you take the payment when you run through the card and the money goes into your bank account. That's basically the business. And so in 2015, I spent a few years with the bank. And after that, in 2019, I started up my own business and I became self-employed. And I'm an independent broker. And I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity to be self-employed because I always wanted to do my own thing. Back in the day, I just couldn't figure out how, and this gave me the freedom that not just the freedom, but also the opportunity to help people and to be around people and to be out on the field and not in the office. And I really enjoy that.
And I have to give you a shout out. I mean, boy, I know I've gotten to know you very well over the last several months, and I know you're amazing. When you have a client, you even refer them out. I've never seen that before. So you even connected me with a couple people, that one of them I was able to buy a bike, an e-bike from.
Yeah, he's a customer of mine. So yeah, the thing is, like, I have like now like 3,000 people in my database, right? So I spent a lot of time, in database management on my weekends, and so for that reason, I'm able to pull up all kinds of people in my phone, and I'm able to refer them out. That obviously helps you. It helps them too. It's a win-win-win for everybody. Helps
Oh, yeah.
me too because I look good in front of them because I
Yeah.
provide a value-added service. So last time one of the business owners, she isn't even my client, at least not yet, but she reached out to me Saturday morning. She's like, "Oh my God, in my business, the air conditioning just went out."
Oh,
And then
wow.
who can you refer? And then right away, immediately, I was able to give her somebody's number. I called also the air conditioning guy. I made sure they connected on the phone, and the air conditioner was fixed that morning. So I mean that was. I also am very happy because I was really able to help out somebody. But obviously, it helps my business too because it gives me credibility. It also helped out the air conditioning business because they got the business. The business owner was also happy because the air conditioning started to work. So, I mean, it was really a win for everybody. But that's what happens with me almost on a daily basis.
Yeah, no, you're amazing at doing that. So thank you. Thank you. How do people go about finding a good merchant services provider?
Yeah. So, in my opinion, the number one question you need to ask with whoever you talk to, and obviously you need to talk with several people, like with anything else, but you need to ask this question: are you self-employed or are you a W-2 employee of this merchant services company? That's the number of question, in my opinion, that you have to ask, because the problem is in corporate sales, if you're W-2 sales, especially merchant services, that that the turnover is huge. In other words, people are like, because the turnover is huge, I don't think companies really invest too much time into training their employees, because they know that the turnover is big. So usually a sales guy won't stay there longer than a year or even less. And a lot of them actually leave after 3 months. Therefore, they do not have product knowledge. Therefore, they are in for the quick sale, the quick bucks, because they know they can promise the moon and there's no real consequences, you know, if they don't deliver on the thing that they promised, right? So that's also, if you're W-2, you're just selling one company's products, period, even if it's a fit or if it's not a fit. So that's why, in my opinion, it's a lot better to work with a merchant services professional who's been doing it for many years, somebody who is selling the products of several companies, and somebody who is self-employed, therefore is actively engaged in your success. Because the problem also with W-2 people, the commission only lasts for so long. Therefore, the motivation is not there to service the account after the fact. And when you're a W-2 employee, you are paid to put up new accounts, not to do servicing after the sale. So if you're self-employed, you're actively more motivated in the success of the business owner, because your residual commission will last for the life of the account, right? And hence you're much more motivated to build a relationship, not to be in for the quick sale, but to really do the right thing, build a relationship. So that's the one advice I would give you: work with somebody who's self-employed, because chances are you will get a much better service, product, and experience in the long run.
Oh, okay. I know in talking with you, I know there are some people, you know, that aren't happy with their merchant services provider, you know, so why are so many people upset?
Well, the problem in merchant services is, which I think is an opportunity for me, is just not easy, is that there's no licensing in merchant services. So unlike a real estate agent or an insurance agent or a financial advisor, there's no real supervision, there's no licensing, there's no continuing education, right? And therefore, a lot of people, as I said, you know, we're just in for the quick buck. That means they didn't educate the client, they didn't explain the client, and they were in for the quick buck, which meant they sold them a lease. And unfortunately, a lot of people got burned in really, really bad equipment leases, which is why I don't lease equipment. And they didn't explain the client that, yeah, well, if you sign an equipment lease, first of all, it's usually costs 2.5 times more than if you just purchase the equipment. And also the lease is not cancelable, right? And they don't explain, they don't provide product training. They don't know, they don't explain the fees. They don't know why, what happens for what reason. Yeah, and also people get smothered, because I know, like a regular restaurant, they get called like at least 3 times a day, promising some kind of a savings that usually is not deliverable. So that's the reason. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people commoditize merchant services instead of providing a real value-added service, which will really help to grow. Most merchant service providers, they just only gonna talk about savings. They don't explain that, well, the processor doesn't control the majority of the cost. The majority of the cost is controlled by Visa, MasterCard. So if I don't control the majority of the cost, how much do you think I can save you? Yes, savings may be a side effect, but my goal is really to grow your business with a really good technical solution, with a really good service, which will save you time and energy, and give you more tools, for example, for theft prevention or loyalty. And that will be something that will help your business grow. And that's my goal.
Oh, okay. You know, I know a lot of people are probably wondering how can they get in touch with you? Do you have a website they can go to and sign up? Do you do a free consultation? Would you
Yes, yes,
prefer
I have
that
a
they call
website
you?
too, but the easiest thing if you just give me a call on the phone and we just meet in person.
Oh, okay. It's that easy. So yeah, that number 480-745-0981. That's a good one.
Correct, correct. I pick up the phone. Actually, it happened in the end of January. I was on my hospital bed because I had a nasal septum surgery, and one of my clients called me, and I picked up the phone. So I always tell people, like, as long as I breathe, I'll pick up the phone. Once I don't breathe anymore, you need to find another guy. So
Oh, wow.
that's
Okay.
that's the harsh reality.
Yeah. No, no, I understand totally. And no, it does help. I'm telling you, I'd rather deal with someone that answers the phone than someone that you have to leave a message and you don't hear
Correct,
back
correct. And
from
you
them for
can
a
call
week.
me 24/7. You can call me 24/7. I don't get angry. I'm hungry. I'm motivated. I want to help. And I'm extremely grateful, to tell you the truth, to be self-employed, because I always wanted to be self-employed. I just didn't know how, because usually, let's just get back to a bicycle store, like where you were, right? I mean, to start up a
Yeah,
bicycle, an electronic bicycle store, I mean, you need at least $100,000 in capital to buy the inventory, right? So,
yeah,
in merchant services, there was no such need. You need a laptop, you need product knowledge, you need a suit, you need a car, and then you are off running, right? But most importantly, you need product knowledge. I spend at least an hour of all my day, every day, at least an hour a day, learning about some kind of a product, on being on some kind of a webinar, because it all boils down to product knowledge, especially when you're a self-employed broker like me. So you know which product to offer on which situation and for what type of a client, right? So that's also important. The question is, we have the same products, but if the client is not tech savvy, then you have a different product than if the client is tech savvy or likes to deal with that. So there's a lot of things to take into consideration, and yeah.
and on that same note about products, what kind of products do you offer?
Yeah, so I sell, actually, it depends. If the client is just a simple person who doesn't want to deal too much with technology, we can just put in a simple credit card terminal, right? If
Oh,
somebody needs to take the payments on the go, we have several mobile apps that you can download on the phone with mobile Bluetooth readers, and you can take the payments on your phone. You can either key enter the transaction on the phone, or you can use the Bluetooth reader. I sell a lot of point of sale systems, several restaurant systems, several retail systems. So let's say if you're a restaurant, it all depends what you need and how you need it, but we have it all. And I sell a lot of software. So if somebody's tech savvy, I have a software offering for over 30 verticals. So let's say if you're a service-based contractor, you're a hair salon, you are a medical spa, you are a vet, and you're having problems with collecting your payments. For 30 verticals, we have a software. Even for QuickBooks, even for people who are invoicing through QuickBooks, we have a software for that. That means you would still use QuickBooks to invoice, and if a lot of people do that, but QuickBooks has a lot of problems when it comes. They don't have, for example, have a feature to put the card on file. So they don't have that
oh,
feature.
oh,
They don't have a feature to really customize your invoices, or they don't have a feature to do recurring payments or auto payments. So our little software connects to QuickBooks and gives QuickBooks that feature. And for a lot of people, that will save them a lot of time. And for a lot of people, what happens is they're waiting for their money. They may send out the invoice, but because they don't have a card on file, they instead of 30 days, their customer, they're lucky if they paid 45. So what I try to do is really, instead of just saving on the cost, I'm trying to get their money quicker to their bank account, which saves time and saves money too, because the money is in the bank. Money today is worth more than money in 30 days.
yeah. No, well, that's good. God, it sounds like a variety of different services and products. So, no, that's
Well,
wonderful.
it's the same service, a lot of products and a lot of product knowledge. And it's all tax deductible business expense, the credit card processing fees. So people forget that.
Oh,
So yeah, it's your CPA would tell you about it, but it's all tax deductible.
oh, okay. Well, just on a final note, again, can you let people know the best way to get in touch with you and any final comments you want the audience to know about?
Yeah, so again, my name is Zolton Hardi. I appreciate the chance to network with people, to meet people. I try to do the best of the best. You can Google my name, Zoltan Hardi. I have a lot of good reviews on Google. You can also put my name in Zoltan Hardi into YouTube. I have several customer testimonial videos there. Easiest thing if you just call me 480-745-0981 and we meet in person. I like to build a personal relationship, and I'm really happy to help. And just so you know, a lot of people I meet, I do business with them 1 or 2 years down the line. So a lot of the time, people, I also want to get to know people, make sure it's the right fit, not just the product, but you in person and me in person for each other. So a lot of people I do business with them down the line, not immediately, which is, I think, good. I want people actually to collect the experiences with other merchant service providers, because that way you're able to appreciate me more and we get to know business together. So yeah, that's pretty much it. My phone number, and you can Google me. And that's pretty much all I can say, Brian. I really appreciate you. I have tons of fun networking your networking group. So
Oh, thank you.
I do. So yeah.
Yeah, no, well, give them a call, 480-745-0981. I know I've gotten to know Zoltan for a while now. Great guy and a great business. So yeah, give him a call today. Thank you,
And if you
Zoltan.
want to get started in merchant services, I'm looking always for people I can train so I can work with them, right? So I'm also trying to build a team, the same way realtors try to build a team. But of course, it's hard to find people who want to work. But I'm also open to that. I'm also open to referral partnerships, because in merchant services, since there's no licensing, you can get paid for your referrals. In real
Oh,
estate or insurance, you can only get paid if you're licensed for as a referral fee. Merchant services, there's no such problem. There's no licensing, therefore you can get paid on referral fees. The processor 1099s you get a 1099 form every February. You get a dashboard, you can follow things. I mean, it's an awesome business, really awesome, to tell you the truth. So a
no,
lot
it
of
sounds like it.
a lot of opportunities, hard work, a lot of hours, a lot of opportunities, but the reward is there. The bounty comes. So
Okay.
it came for me, I know that. So
All right. Well, thank you, Zoltan. Yeah, it's great to see you again.
thank you so much, Brian. Appreciate you.
Okay.